Okay, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video of Night School. So, I do want to touch on like Japanese culture because like some people would ask me things like, why don't I watch Dragon Ball Z or like consume Naruto? And then like here is basically Little Fighter 2, which is like the only Japanese like things I'm holding off on my vocabulary other than like bots acclaim. So Little Fighter 2 is a game that like so what is it when you watch Naruto? If you look at this because it's a cartoon, as they say in English, is called anime. So Japanese, so Hikaru draws Naruto because it's Japanese style. It's just called anime. So you just think, oh, I watch anime because it's done in Japanese. SpongeBob, done by an English person, is a cartoon. So then, when you're watching something, if you have subtitles, that's for English. You could have subtitles in Japanese, but when the mouth don't match the words, that's called it's dubbed in English. So you're watching Sinister in English. You put on the subtitles, this guy says, I can't believe I moved into a haunted house. It just reads it like, I can't believe I moved into a haunted house. You're watching Naruto in English. So you're watching anime that's dubbed in English. Naruto says like, he says Shippuden. But the mouth, because it was first done by an anime person, a Japanese person in the booth. So they just said it in their native language. But then the person that says it in English is dubbing it. So when you're watching Naruto in English, you're just saying it's dubbed in English. I want to see the evolution of this because what's really interesting about this game is called a character called Woody. Like you could say it's basically more sexual than like anything I've ever heard. Like Kodak Black on There He Go. He says fellatio. That's like as sexual as it gets. But then Woody in Little Fighter 2 is probably just more sexual. He teleports behind you and then knees you in the back, and you're playing as a character called Woody. There's a guy named Henry who throws a flying saucer. There's these two characters that combine ice and fire, and then they do what's called the greatest explosion of all time. So here's Little Fighter 2. Here's the advanced version, like what we come to know today. So when you're playing this game, you don't want to be the person picking fries. You don't want to be the person doing the greatest explosion of all time. Because why? Because you can hit this opponent falls down, you can run on top of this opponent, and then do the greatest explosion of all time. So it is just like everything you've ever imagined. Fire on where their feet stand, so like lava. Ice, so they can't run. So they're trapped in an ice cube when they try to run. And then flying lava that chases them. And then like if you have fries, it's like if he's on the ground, you just do a laser beam. And you just hold it so that when they're flashing, they just stand up and then they just get hit. And then, yeah, it's like lessons on like adolescence, like growing up being a social animal. You want to be a social being. My favorite character is this ice character because I can create a sword and then just throw it, and then it's just fun. That is also really fun. Dennis is really fun. Luis is really cool because when Luis takes enough damage, she just sheds her skin, and then it's so interesting because the good armored version is good for fighting Julian. But then once you shed your skin, for it to be more agile, it's like sometimes I forget how many waves there are. Like, I once told someone, hey, you should play this game, it's really interesting. And then, like, I come to find out, I check the game myself and I'm like, was it actually like this? Where there's like, you're actually fending off hundreds and hundreds of bandits. So then, like, something like Andrew Tate, for example, is something like Speak for Yourself, because he is just so viral of a person. You know, like this guy, he comes on the scene, he's a masculine person, and then he's talking abrasively. So he's saying basically anything that comes to mind. So he's saying things like, you shouldn't go to Mykonos because, like, that's all you do is party. If you go to Mykonos, you're just a party monster. And that could be true, it could not be true. So that's my take on Andrew Tate. You don't have to listen to anything he says. This person is a speak for yourself type of person. You know, there's a lot of projection. So then this person says, when this person goes to Mykonos, this person likes to dance and party. Because it's possible someone went to Mykonos on a business trip. So then what's interesting about the Andrew Tate scenario is that he was wanted by like the people in the UK, and then he went into hiding, and then Tristan Tate found a clip where they're like, let's use this. Like, even though he's hiding in his bomb shelter, they ordered pizza, and then on the pizza box it said the location, or it's a really unique pizza spot. And it's like it's a small pizza shop, a mom and pop's shop. So they find the authorities. They find Andrew Tate because of this pizza box, and then they just narrowed down the city. Like, it's a small town, and then they just knocked on every door. So like, imagine this scenario. Once upon a time, I was checking out Game of Thrones. They have the guillotines in Game of Thrones. Did you know they had to knock on your door and drag you out? So imagine, like, I'm having a scenario where it's like the Fountain of Youth in Russia. Let's say the local authorities did knock on my door. I did something wrong and I'm to be guillotined. They would have to drag me to the public square, like just inch by inch. And it's like, they can ring those cowbells like shame. So it's just something to think about in ways of like conduct, in the way you conduct yourself. Another thing about World War II is like there was ways where it's like the Jewish people had more time to escape or something, where it's like they could put a Holocaust sign instead of a red one, they put a black one to say that they're Jewish, they're not the most superior race, but they just need like a week or 2 weeks. But is there somewhere? So I basically pulled out Little Fighter 2 to say that when the words don't match the lips in anime, it's called, the show is dubbed. It's dubbed in English. Yeah, and then here's Little Fighter 2. It's about seeing yourself as a social being, and then seeing things as a mating pool. If you're in the mating pool scene. So instead of saying like, oh, I'm dating someone. Like, hey, I'm going to the bar, I'm dating someone. You say, I'm in the mating pool, how do I attract this mate? And then that would help you in different ways of content.